Hi, everyone. This is kind of a hot take, but something that I think my audience could benefit from and certainly timely for me. But as a Christian, we talk about familiar spirits and monitoring spirits. And, part of my French, but I just had someone in my personal life really demonstrate hater ass comments that made me think to myself, this person is a familiar spirit because they are somebody who's in my close social network and really insistent on reminding me of who I used to be and reminding me of my past. And a lot of people who become coaches or counselors or just generally have an interest in helping others typically benefited from the systems that they want to give back to. And so my journey personally and professionally was not very linear. I have been married more than once. I have children from my first marriage as well as my current marriage. And my academic journey has not been linear. My professional journey has not been linear. Like there have been a lot of circles and pivots and things like that. And it's, actually more common than you think that the journey of adulthood really takes on the shape of a river as opposed to being on a highway where the highway has very clear mile markers. You know how far you are from your destination, things like that. And a river, there are no mile markers on the side. It's choppy, it's windy, it's unexpected. The currents change, so that is a more typical journey. However, there are people whose paths have been like a very well marked highway, and my journey has been more of one that is the shape of a river. So this person who's making these hater ass comments really revealed themselves to me, and this is kind of like the dog whistle, like what you can look for in your life, because I'm always going to share with you DIY tips. And I realized I just launched into a video and did not share at all who I am and what you could possibly be doing here. But my name is Julia, and I am the founder of Faith and Flourish Group. I am a career empowerment and wellness coach. I run a coaching practice that is an accountability driven partnership where I work with women who are feeling stuck and otherwise out of alignment with their potential, with their career path, with their aspirations. And so I work with women to create strategies that keep you on track. And in my role, it is to support you, to challenge you, and to hold you accountable for any steps that you decide to take towards your goals. And so, if that type of content resonates with you, I would appreciate your follow here. I also have a newsletter on LinkedIn. I would love your follow there. But I'm always going to equip you with some do it yourself tips. And so, the dog whistle for you to identify, is this person a familiar spirit, a monitoring spirit, otherwise, somebody that's a hater? And one of the things that these people do is remind you of your past. Now, why that's a problem for them is they are wrestling with where you are now, they are wrestling with your potential, and they are wrestling with your future. So it has nothing to do with you. They are wrestling with it because they can't believe how fortunate you are. So it's their problem. Now, there is this school of thought where people will say that you shouldn't say anything to anybody. You shouldn't announce anything to anybody of what you're working on because people are going to try to block your blessings. People are going to not wish you well. People are going to actively be seeking your downfall. All of these things. My perspective on that, because that is a lot of work and a lot of wasted energy for you to just be withholding information all the time from people because you feel like you can't trust anybody. what I would say as a career empowerment and wellness coach is you need to be reading relationships for psychological safety. Okay. I am never going to blame you that you said too much or you did something to bring a situation on. What I will say is in every interaction that you have with people, read that relationship for psychological safety. And if you cannot tell if this is a person who's going to be supportive or if they're going to be a hater, then say less. Say very little until you can read that relationship with certainty that there is psychological safety for you to communicate the things that you're doing in your life. Because the people who are the haters, who are the familiar and monitoring spirits, they do it in a way that's very stealth. They do it in a way that's very insidious. You cannot tell, and it's like that by design. And so the only thing that we can do to not be always withholding information from people, because that weighs heavy. Okay. What you can do is read relationships for psychological safety. And if they are somebody that you can share with, you can share. And if they are somebody that you can't tell whether or not you can share with, I would refrain from sharing until you can tell. And if you read that relationship for psychological safety and they are someone that you cannot share with them what you're actually doing with your life and with your time, then you keep the information that you share very surface level, and really do not divulge information because they could be the type of people that are actively wishing on your downfall. And so this is something that I learned and coached myself through. And it also showed me that number one, I accept full responsibility for myself. And number two, that the other person is actually wrestling with my success, my blessings, my good fortune, how I have come from where I was to where I am. And I no longer am that person that they keep trying to remind me of. I've taken full responsibility for my life and I've become a very successful person. So I hope that this information is helpful for you if you are dealing with familiar and monitoring spirits, if that language resonates with you. And I'm going to tag this video in that way because I do want to be helpful to other Christian women who are feeling as though they are undergoing spiritual warfare, that they are under attacks that are happening in the unseen realm, in the spiritual realm. How are we going to navigate that in 3D, in real life? We are reading relationships for psychological safety. And I cannot overemphasize that anyone who is not wishing you well, that it is not because of anything that you did. You did not bring this on yourself. It is them. They are the ones who are wrestling with your blessings, with your good fortune. So I hope that you found this helpful. Take care.